The UFC is headed to England this weekend with a #1 contenders fight in the featherweight division. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my favorite underdog bets for UFC Fight Night, Evloev versus Murphy, boys. We did pretty solid last week, and we're going to get into a recap of last weekend's bets. But if you guys haven't seen this show before, I give you my 3 favorite underdog bets for every single fight card, and we've been doing pretty solid. We are positive on the year. Last weekend, we were so close. And I mean so close to hitting every single one. But before we go ahead and get into the video, boys, drop in the comments down below who your favorite underdog is. And let's get it started with the recap of last weekend. So to recap last weekend's bets, we only hit 1 of 3. And what I mean by we were very close was we had the big boy Steven Asplin, all right? At big plus money, he was a very small bet I placed. And honestly, he did well. He did well for the big disadvantage he had in the athleticism compared to Vitor Petrino. You know, big step up as well. And he dropped him in the first round, but he just didn't push for the finish. And it was a very close competitive fight, but Vitor got the better of him when they were in the pocket. You know, Steven was trying his best. He ate so many massive shots, and he showed a lot of heart. So I don't regret that bet. That was still a great value side. I think that those odds could have been 50-50, honestly, the way the fight played out. And then we had Eric Anders at plus 100, the only underdog we cashed last weekend. But I told you guys it was a 50-50 fight. You know, Eric Anders is going to push the pace. He's going to march forward. He's going to be putting the pressure on. Brad Tavares loves to just stay on the back foot, try to just point his way to a decision. And if there's a guy in front of him who's just going to keep pushing, keep grinding, he can outdo Brad Tavares. And that's what Eric Anders did. Got that one cashed, plus 100. And then the last underdog I had was Bruno Silva at like plus 150, and he fucking won the fight. All right, he won the fight. Charles Johnson did not win that fight. Dude, Charles Johnson did not win that fight. That was the most frustrating watch, the most heartbreaking underdog bet, because it was my biggest underdog bet. I was very confident in it, and I predicted it perfectly. Bruno Silva would control the octagon. He would push back Charles Johnson. Johnson would be a little unsure of himself, which he was. He lost the first and second round. I think you can give Charles Johnson maybe the third, but it was like, that was a Bruno Silva win. He was controlling the octagon. He was controlling him on the fence. He was doing more damage, throwing the uppercuts, the overhand rights, you know, mixing it up. Even at the end of the third round, he was getting the best of Charles Johnson in the pocket there, just lighting him up. I thought Bruno Silva won 2 of the 3 rounds. I thought it was a clear 29-28. Somehow ended up being a split decision for Charles Johnson, so we got robbed of that one. But we're going to get straight into this weekend's bets. Stop dwelling on the past. We keep pushing forward, boys, to cash these underdogs this weekend. The first underdog, I'm going to give you my least confident underdog, but still a very solid underdog nonetheless, is Sam Patterson at plus 160. Now, you guys may be fucking thinking, all right, that it's MVP. Who is Sam Patterson? It's MVP. He's not losing this fight, you know? But the odds reflect a different story because of a clear path to victory for Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson is the more dynamic, the more dangerous striker and finisher out of the two. I'm not going to say striker, the more dangerous fighter out of the two, mixed martial artists out of the two of them. Michael Venom Page has made his career by just point fighting, throwing one strike every 2 minutes. And that's not going to slide with Sam Patterson, because Sam Patterson is going to try to close the distance. He's got long arms. He's a big guy for 170. He used to be at 155, so he's got the lighter man skill. He's at 170. We've got a guy in Michael Venom Page who's 38 years old, bouncing in between weight classes, coming back down to 170, is very displeased with this matchup because he's a ranked fighter. They're giving him an unranked fighter after just beating Jared Cannonier, so he's very upset. Is he really putting a lot of energy into this fight? Does he believe it'll be an easy win? Is he not? Is he overlooking Sam Patterson? Those are all things you can ask while Sam Patterson is working his fucking ass off to get this fight and get this win, because he is hungry. And he's on a 4 or 5 fight win streak right now, all by finish. And this guy's shown that he's very dangerous. In the pocket, his striking has got a lot better. His submission game is very dangerous. That is one thing that MVP has talked about, is how good Sam Patterson is with the front chokes. And we've seen MVP multiple times. Every single fight, he slips or falls or does something goofy and ends up on his back. He did it against Jared Cannonier. He did it against Ian Gary. He did it against, who was the other guy? Shara Bullet as well. He's done it against every single fighter. The difference is nobody's capitalized on the submission attempt besides Ian Gary, and Ian Gary fucking sucks at submitting people, clearly, because he couldn't do it to Rachmanov when he had a full rear naked choke in, and couldn't do it to MVP. I think MVP has good submission defense, but Sam Patterson is very dangerous, very tricky, and if he gets 1 second to jump on MVP's back and lock in a rear naked choke, I think he'll get it. So Sam Patterson at plus 160. You can also play him to inside the distance, decision, no action, because I think if he loses, it'll probably be a decision. I don't think MVP's going to chin him. But Sam Patterson plus 160, my first underdog bet for UFC Fight Night London. We're going to move on to my next most confident bet. A guy that time and time again has proved that he's not going nowhere. Nathaniel bloody Wood. He's going to pop the fucking jab. He's going to pop the bloody jab. He's going to stick and move and win a 29-28. Nathaniel Wood, man. Nathaniel Wood, plus 190. He's fighting a fresh guy, a new guy in the UFC, a very dangerous Losine Keita. And this was a spot where I was like, do I play the Nathaniel Wood plus 190? And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I don't bet on every single underdog I give out on this show. If you guys want all my bets for UFC Fight Night London, check my description down below. You can find my winnable. You can get all my bets there. But Nathaniel Wood at plus 190 is like, it's so worth playing because Nathaniel Wood in London against a guy who's going to be pressuring forward, just trying to bomb away hooks, and if he doesn't get a KO, he probably doesn't win this fight. It's a fight where Nathaniel Wood, if he doesn't get bombed out in 1 round, I think he wins this fight, you know? Nathaniel was the cleaner striker, the way more defensively sound striker of the two of them. Obviously, he got dropped by Jose Delgado in his last fight, but that was to a spinning back fist. That's not what Losine Keita does. Keita marches forwards. He'll throw nice knees, big body shots, uppercuts, you know, big hooks against the fence, but he can gas himself out. He's not very defensively sound, and he doesn't have the cardio and output that a guy like Nathaniel Wood has. And Nathaniel Wood, even though a lot of people say that he lost that fight to Delgado, he did have more output in those later rounds. And that's what he does well is he'll lose that first round. He'll get bombed out cold for a second in the first round, pop back up, get the bloody jab going, and then round 2, round 3, he just comes back alive and he wins those rounds. So I think this is a classic Nathaniel Wood fight. I think Losine Keita is one of the more dangerous guys he's fought, and he's probably going to get dropped. He probably will, and that's the scare of betting on Nathaniel Wood. But I do believe he has looked really solid. I think he is featherweight ranking worthy. So I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood as my second most confident underdog. Plus 190 is what we got him at right now. It's great odds for Nathaniel Wood against a fresh new guy in the UFC who is relatively, even though he's tested in Octagon, can we really trust the competition in Octagon compared to these UFC guys that Nathaniel Wood has been fighting? Not really. So plus 190 Nathaniel Wood's going to be my next most confident underdog. We're going to move on, though, to my favorite underdog bet, my most confident underdog bet for UFC London, Evloev versus Murphy, guys. This is a guy that I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think he's the most skilled fighter, but I think he's better than his opponent. That's why I've got him in this position. Shakim Rock, all right? Shem Rock, plus 105 is my most confident underdog for UFC London. There's a couple reasons. Reason number 1, his opponent's been out for a year and a half, or 2 years now, coming off multiple injuries, is a guy who's been bombed out cold in every single loss in his career, and has been super inactive. The second reason, Shamrock is in London with all the English Scouts boys, all the Scouts lads, and he's going to be putting on a show. I do believe that Shem Rock is going to be coming out here hungrier than his last fight. He's got a much easier opponent. This is a big downgrade in opponents. He just fought Nurullo Aliyev, a very, very good prospect in the lightweight division. And this going from Nurullo Aliyev to Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi is like the biggest step down in my opinion. I really don't think Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi is really much. He throws big body shots. He's got decent wrestling, but I think Rock can keep this on the outside, pop the kicks at range. He's the much rangier striker. And if Abdul tries to get him on the takedowns, you know, we know that Shakim Rock has good BJJ. He's got good defensive grappling. You know, he's got grappling, lad. You know, so I think Shamrock's got the grappling upside in this fight. I think he can keep this at range. He can get in close with knees. You know, threaten some kicks up the top, and maybe catch Abdul with something and put him down. But I think Shamrock's got this one in the bag in London with all the Scouts lads. You know, all the Brits around. I think he's gonna have that energy, and I think he's got the motivation in this one to get this one done. Debut was very tough. You know, fighting in where was it, Qatar or something, or might have been Abu Dhabi. That's a tough place. Now he's in London. Now he's in the UK. This is a great spot for Shamrock. Plus 105. I think the odds are moving a lot right now. I got him at plus 105. So go get him now before I think fight day he's going to be the favorite, honestly. So Shamrock plus 105, my most confident underdog for UFC Fight Night London. Evloev versus Murphy. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go check out my winnable in the description down below. You can get all my bets there. But I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.